Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I know you guys have seen this title and you guys are like, what is this girl talking about? How could Beyonce, a lady that doesn't even know her, make her want to drop out of school? Well, don't worry, I'm gonna get into all of that. I'm gonna give you guys some of my background because I know I've confused a lot of people picking this career path. And I'm gonna explain to you what happened at the tour and also just like what I was studying, how I came to that conclusion, what was wrong with what I was studying. Like, I'm gonna get into all of that. So, don't you worry. Let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So, boom. I want to start off with my background. So, I was the kid who would learn songs, find the karaoke's, and perform them around the house. I was always singing around the house. I grew up singing in church, in my community. I did talent shows, I took classes, I did everything. And I loved it so much. Since I was a little girl, I knew that I wanted to pursue this. I just never knew how I was going to do it. And I just left it up to like fate and chance. If it was meant to happen, that it would just happen. Well, I don't know. It's 2024 and I'm here. So I always wanted a YouTube channel. Well, I have a YouTube channel. This is what I envisioned. What I envisioned was that I was gonna be humming or singing somewhere and someone was gonna hear me and be like, you, yes, you, oh my God, you got the it factor, you got the talent, I wanna sign you. Like, I just thought it would be that easy. But obviously it didn't happen that way. Like many of my peers, and maybe about from like 1998 or 97 to about 2002, we were told that we had to go to school, do really well in school, do some extracurriculars so you get into college, graduate college, get a job in whatever you studied, create a family, get married, work until you retire, and die. Basically, that was the blueprint. So for me, I never had anything that I looked at and was like, I want to be a firefighter, I want to be a police officer. That was never me. At first, I would always write that I wanted to be a singer. When it was time to do book reports, like in elementary school, I would pick artists all the time. If I had to pick, like, for example, during Black History Month, if I had to pick like a historical figure, I would. But usually I was picking artists. I knew since I was a kid that I always wanted to do this. I was even choosing Beyonce. Like a lot of the people that's on my musical inspirations list, I would choose them growing up in school for projects and things like that. So, for example, Beyonce was the first person I remember being a little kid and singing her songs. She was also the first person I remember seeing on TV as a little kid that made me be like, let me go in the mirror and figure out how she did that dance or what, or she's who I want to be like. I don't know what I got to do in life, but she's her. She is that girl. I want to be like Beyonce. I remember watching BET Awards growing up, watching 106 in Park, VH1, MTV, Spring Break, everything, and just knowing Beyonce was her and I want to be her. I have a memory of driving around with my cousin and I think Cater to You. It was either Cater to You or it was Girl. One of them by Destiny's Child was on the radio and I was in the passenger seat like, I was getting it. My cousin looked at me like, what you know about that? And, that was just little indicators that I'd end up here some way, somehow. But that was really my background. Like, I did this everywhere. I even wrote a song before as a little kid. We're not even going to talk about it. It wasn't good. Like, sonically, I don't think it was good. But to have no experience and be able to write, like, a song in the proper order is crazy. Like, it had a verse, it had a hook, it had another verse, it might have even had a bridge. I don't fully remember if it had a bridge or not, but it was written perfectly. The issue, just sonically, it probably wasn't good, but that doesn't matter. It's the fact that the talent was there and I ignored it. Like, yeah, I did everything: talent shows, classes, singing everywhere I could. And that's the thing, I'm a very shy and private person, but when it came to performing, that gene was there. Like, I could push through it. I don't know what gave me the strength, but I would do it. Even if I stood up there like Summer Walker, and no, this isn't a shot, but if I stood there like Summer Walker, my mouth was still moving. Like there's people who get to the mic and they're like, that you would think with my personality that that would be the case for me. It wasn't. I get to the mic and I'm up there killing it, like just. And then once the song was done, you would literally see myself just, I would shrink back into myself and be like, okay, thank you. I'm not a braggy person, and I'm not a person that's just like gonna say every single thing about me up front. So why I'm like talking about my background is because there was a big gap of people who had no idea that I could do this or that this was a thing. I kind of wanted to clear that part up. That this has always been a dream of mine. I just never knew how I was gonna pursue it or what to do. I felt like the dream was not attainable because of the model my generation was taught. We were taught to go to school. Like, you're not going to make money in the arts. You have to pick a degree that's going to make you money. So, yeah, like I said, any of the careers that make money, I wasn't interested in. None. The only thing was psychology. I realized growing up that I liked therapists, like how they were portrayed on TV, and I feel like I could do that. And then with my friends growing up, I was always a therapist friend. I love to give advice. I love to listen to what people had going on and just being there for people. I hate seeing people upset or angry or any of that. So I took the elective when I got to middle school, and I was like, this is interesting. I like this. Like my brain was stimulated the minute I took a psych elective, and I stuck with it all the way through. That's how I got into psych. So I was interested in it. I was good at it. I did like it. But the major key in this statement is that I didn't get to work in it until I got to my master's program. So if I got the experience in undergrad, I don't think I would have gotten that far with it, truthfully, because I did learn that I was an empath. Yes, I'm an empath. For those who don't know what an empath is basically someone who's like a sponge to people's emotions. They're not trying to be an empath. They're not trying to do it. It just happens. And I realized that about me when I got my first job straight out of undergrad working with clients. I realized, nope, I am an empath. I am taking these people's emotions home. And I didn't truly understand what that meant. To me, I thought that meant like, let's say like a client has an eating disorder. For me, I thought that meant like I would go home and I would be thinking about that client's eating disorder. That's what I thought bringing your problems home meant. However, now looking back at my behavior, I realized how I was bringing the problems home was that when I got home, I am shut down. Like, I don't want to talk to nobody. I'm just not, my emotional state is altered. And it was altered every day because you go to work every day minus your off days. So definitely brought it home, but that was just from being an empath, you know? That is literally like my background when it comes to schooling and when it comes to music. I didn't have the actual balls to put these things into motion. Now, I don't want it to fall like 100% on me. I had immigrant parents. I came here and the same model that I was told, they felt like that was the model too. So I didn't necessarily have anyone behind me that would push me in that direction. Like, you know how some artists have like momagers and stuff? Like, preferably, I'd probably like that. If I had that, you know, maybe I would have gotten to it earlier. And that's not to say like my parents were not supportive. They were. It's just, once again, seeing it as a career was just not something that they probably resonated with, which is fine. So I didn't expect it from me either. Each year that I stayed in that master's program, my mental just declined because I wasn't happy. Like, this wasn't what I thought it was gonna be, and it was really taking a toll on me. When I went to Beyonce's Renaissance tour, already pretty anxious about the upcoming school year. I knew that it was going to be really tough. It was the last year, which means I had to intern, work, and school. Obviously, that last year, the coursework is more rigorous. Like, it's not like you're taking tests, but it's very paper happy. You're really out there. You're really being a therapist. Like, you're really there. And I had a lot of imposter syndrome during graduate school because, for example, my first job, my clients was older than me. So I'm over here like, I am 22 years old. Like, what am I gonna tell you? Like, how can I help you? Like, what do I know? I just got out of undergrad. Like, I'm still in the college mindset. Like, how can I help you with your real world problems? Like, I just had a lot of moments like that. And thankfully, I did have people at the time who were keeping me going. They were like, this is in your head. Like, you got this. You wouldn't have made it this far if you just sucked or you just, you know what I'm saying? So I had people at the time that were kind of just holding it down. But the truth is, it just wasn't for me. Thanks to the Renaissance tour, once I got there, I had a moment where a light bulb went off and I realized, okay, this isn't in my head. I'm just not happy. That's why I'm not happy. I'm not happy because I'm not doing what I truly want to be doing. So, for those who don't know, I had a period of time where I was doing content, and the content got me comfortable with being in front of the camera and talking to the camera and sharing aspects of my life. Things I was not comfortable with at all because I'm an introvert with extrovert tendencies. I'm pretty quiet, and I'm probably not going to tell you like my deepest darkest secrets or like things I'm working on or whatever, because that's just not my personality. But content did get me comfortable with this. And speaking of content, how I got into music, specifically, what was the one thing that got me here? So, Sierra had dropped How We Roll with Chris Brown. I liked it. I was bopping it and everything. And to me, I hate when artists who are like legends, I view them as legends, are constantly getting disrespected. And I see it so much on social media and it bothers me. Sierra's been getting disrespected for a hot minute now. They've just constantly been telling her like, yo, like we want goodies, we want promise. That's the Sierra we want. We don't want this. Even Ride. I think Ride was like the last straw for people. After Ride, people were just like, she's like trying to be pop or whatever. I don't care what Sierra got going on. And that would make me so mad. She dropped How We Roll and I liked it, and people were like, oh, this, what is this? She ended up doing a open verse. Now once again, I don't know that I can write. I don't know I have a talent. I don't know anything. I don't know anything, right? I do have this friend who grew up similar to me, but for acting. So she had connections in that department. She even went to school for like mass comm media. Like she knew herself. She had the support behind her and everything. So she is the one that I would like confide in for things like that. And I seen the open verse and I was just recovering from COVID. So I didn't really have anything to do. So I was like, let me see if I could write to this. Like, let me see if I got bars or something. So I write the verse and I send it to her as a joke. Like I was not intentional at all. Like I literally sent to her like, yo, look at, do you think this is fire? So she doesn't answer me. I have to go shadow because like I said, internship. So I'm shadowing a therapist. I shadow with her and I end up going off into a rant about just like how fed up I was with where I was working at the time. And I was just stressed because I told y'all like my head was not there for this third year. Mind you, y'all, I literally got a 4.0 and I was just like, the academics was not the hard part. It was literally everything else emotionally. So I was just like over it. So after that shift, I go to the car and I come back because my phone was on Do Not Disturb and it's blown up by her. She is like backflipping at how good the verse was. And I'm looking at her like, what? I wrote this in like 10 minutes. This is good to you? Like, I have, to me, it's like I have no experience in this. How are you telling me this is good? Like, I didn't get it. But I also was just like, you don't have to lie to me. Like, I know I'm your friend, but if something is not good, please tell me. She's like, I'm not lying to you. Like, I've been around people that are good. So you should take what I'm saying seriously. And I was just like, oh, I was like, oh my goodness, okay. I think I should post this? No, I'm not gonna post it. She was like, girl, you gotta post it. And I was like, what? Really? I filmed it for TikTok and I posted it. Not the same day, obviously, but the next day. I had also prayed about it before, after she was the confirmation, I prayed about it as well. And I was just like, God, please give me a sign. Like, if this is what I should be doing, like, let me know. Because I will drop everything right now. Like, I'm already not happy. And lo and behold, God gave me a sign right after I asked for it. And I was just like, wow, this is crazy. People are probably gonna think I'm crazy, but oh well. The man upstairs just confirmed this with me. Like, I don't really got nothing else to say to nobody after this. So I did it, I posted it, and it got crazy feedback. And eventually, you know, one day I'm gonna meet Sierra and I'm literally gonna be like, let me show you this verse because you really did not see my verse and I'm hurt. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking, y'all. But I am definitely gonna show it to her. Like, how you not see this? I have really good feedback, and that is how I got this YouTube channel. I need music. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, so I'm gonna make these covers and call it a day. Shout out to B, the queen bee. I am a hive. I've been a little hive since I was a little girl. I'm really happy I had that moment at the tour. And as also just you guys know, like that was Break My Soul was the really big song from that album. Off it as well, but Break My Soul, like literally there was like articles and there was a section on like news channels where they'd be like, yo, people are quitting their jobs because Beyonce sang about it and Break My Soul. I don't want to say like that's I heard it and ran and quit my job. It was more so just the timing of everything. I don't regret it, and with that being said, I feel like I've talked y'all ears off enough. So I just want to end the video off by letting you guys know my single is about to drop. By the time you finish this video, I feel like my cover art with the date will be posted to my Instagram. So like I said in the last video, keep an eye out because yeah. And I also told you I was gonna be consistent, so here's the video. Yes, thank you guys for listening and all the support that I get. I am so thankful for it, and I thank you guys for this support. I thank you guys for everything. Like, I'm really happy that I chose this, and I'm really proud of the song that I'm about to drop as well. I think you guys will really mess with it. Like, I really do. That's a little bit more about me. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to ask me. I will answer most likely anything you guys want to know. I'm thankful for this journey, and I'm really excited to see where it leads me. So I will see you guys on the flip side. Bye.